Hello Z, I'm Lucy and welcome to my channel. Today we're going to be talking about phobias and fears and why do we have them and my personal fears and things like that, which are very stupid to other people. And at the same time I'm going to be doing my makeup, so that will be like a chit chat but not focus on makeup. At the same time you can learn some technique. So the first video I made similar to this one was about plastic surgery and fandoms and celebrities. I will leave it in the description box if you want to check it out. And then I asked you on my community tab on my Instagram if you want videos similar to this one and what should I talk about, and someone gave me this idea and I thought it was a very great idea. Let's talk about this. I'm going to be leaving the makeup products I use in the description box as well if you want to check them out, so I don't really interrupt myself and my reading information. So fear is a natural reaction that the body has when you're put in any kind of danger. When you feel attacked or something is threatening your existence, you will feel the emotion of fear. Kind of crazy now. We all have this in common. We fear. Let's talk about this scientifically. How does fear come about? And I'm going to be reading some of the information I found in a little small research on Google. So fear is a reaction that starts in the brain and spreads through the body to make adjustments for the best defense or fight reaction for the best results. That starts in the region of the brain called
amygdala.
Amygdala. If I'm pronouncing this wrong, it's not my fault, it's Google Translate's fault. So the fear reaction starts in the amygdala. A threat stimulus such as the sight of a predator triggers the fear response in the amygdala. So it all starts in that amygdala area in your brain. It also triggers release of stress hormones and sympathetic nervous system. This is what I notice, is that whenever we're in fear of a certain danger, we're in that, fighting mode. So this puts us into fighting mode and the brain becomes hyper alert, pupil dilates and the bronchi dilates and breathing accelerates. There's another part of the brain that is called hippocampus and that is connected to the amygdala. The hippocampus and prefrontal complex help the brain interpret the perceived threat, which helps a person know whether a perceived threat is real. So this hippocampus thing starts actually thinking and seeing what is real to reassure our brain that, well, we're okay, there's no threat here, calm down, cool, we're good. Don't ever think that if you felt fear, that means like, well, this is bad, like I'm weak or something. That is not. It is actually a way of survival. If you do not feel, you're a psychopath. I'm sorry to break it to you, but you're a psychopath. I'm gonna be putting a little bit of concealer on and leave it to get higher coverage. Now let's talk about phobia, which is like the kind of traumatic type of fear. So phobia is an excessive and irrational fear reaction. It can be really stupid over stupid things that other people don't find traumatic, but to that person it is traumatic. Smash, contour nose, contour. And people who have phobia can experience a deep sense of dread or panic attacks when thinking about that phobia or encountering that phobia. And unlike anxiety, phobias are mostly connected to a specific thing. It's not like something general. And we're going to be reading about some of the weirdest phobias. There's a phobia that you're actually afraid of everything, which is like, why? How do you live? But yeah, that phobia exists. People with phobias often realize that their fear is irrational, but they're unable to do anything about it. So they know that this is not real and it doesn't do anything to them. It doesn't, threaten their existence, but they still are afraid of that. Hello, new nose. How are you? Studies has shown that there may be a link between your own phobias that you have and the phobias and anxieties of your parents. We even inherit their phobias and anxieties and mental health issues. Why do we do that? God, hello? Can we live please? And this could be due to genetics or even learned behaviors, like our parents behave a certain way when facing a certain situation, and we learn how to deal with it the same way they do. That's why our parents are our role models, because we learn everything through them, especially when we're kids. Our parents are the ones who teach us how to deal with things in life and are our first teachers. And when we're first born, we only have contact with them. We don't really have any other source of knowledge. And of course, phobias can be a result of past incidents and traumas that you experienced previously in your life. Genetics and environment factors can cause phobias. Children who have a close relative with an anxiety disorder are at risk of developing a phobia. Be careful who you interact with, who you're close with. You don't want them to give you phobias? Come on. Distressing events such as nearly drowning can bring on a phobia. Exposure to confined spaces or extreme heights and animal insect bites can all be source of phobias. All right, so let's talk about some of the phobias that I have. I don't know if these are considered phobias because I don't think they go under a certain name or something. And they may sound very stupid to other people who, don't have that kind of fear. One of the fears I have, I'm gonna just say like fears because I don't think like they're actually phobias. But one of the things that really make me uncomfortable are huge statues. I really hate, like if I want to go and see the Statue of Liberty or, that huge Jesus open arms statue in Brazil or something like that. I don't want to get near there. I don't want to go there ever. I hate it. I don't know. Maybe one day I will get over it and I'll be fine and go there, but I don't want to. I think it's so stupid. I'm not afraid of like small statues. I mean, kind of, they're kind of creepy. Some of them are, especially like religious stuff. But like those very, very, very huge ones. I'm even afraid of looking at their pictures, especially the Jesus one, like the open arm statue. It just creeps me out. I don't like seeing it in pictures. I'll just like skip directly or close the tab or something, even on picture. And I don't think like it is very common for people to have this kind of fear. I feel like I know the reason why I have this kind of fear. It's because here in Lebanon we have a huge Mother Mary statue that is very, very known and everyone goes there. And in my childhood, I dreamed about that statue, that it goes around looking in houses at night and then it returns back to its place in the morning. Which is, not that scary, but I don't know why. Since then, I'm just afraid of everything similar to that. I go to that place, it doesn't really creep me out that much, even though it has a big statue, but it's not like very, very, very huge, like the other ones I mentioned in this video. But I don't know why, I don't like it. I don't like it. Moving on. When I was very young, I used to be afraid of seeing planets and, space kind of related things. And then I did a project with my friends about space discoveries and NASA related things and planets and the names of them and things like that for school. And that made it very easy on me. I'm not really afraid anymore of seeing planets and things like that. But what I'm afraid of right now is kind of looking at maps, especially that those real ones that you can see buildings in and things like that, and you can control it. You can move the map around and go overseas and see everything you want and go from a place to another. That creeps me out. I don't like it. I don't want to see it. First of all, I was afraid of all maps. I think I got used to it because I used it a lot. I had to use it because I go from the city to my village and I want to know where I am, so I open the maps to see where I am. And they sometimes still make me feel very uncomfortable, especially if it moves fast and it takes me from like Lebanon to the US, and it moves very, very fast. It just makes me feel like, ooh, uncomfortable, like, oh, I don't want to see that. And the real ones, I hate it. And I really hate going through these like overseas areas, like the sea area. It just creeps me out. I don't want to go there with the map. I don't want to see the buildings as well, but the sea area kind of creeps me more out for some reason. Is that like Mapophobia? I have a Mapophobia. I created that name. Fun. I don't know if I fear anything else than these things that I didn't discover yet. I think like a lot of us fear things and we're not really faced with them yet. We have to get ready to be in that situation. I'd like to know about the things you are afraid of and your phobia. So please, let's just chat in the comments down below and tell me about your fears and phobias, even if you know they're not classified. Like, I don't think the things like that make me feel uncomfortable are very, very common or even have a name. So it's okay even if you feel that it is, you know, not an actual fear that, you know, scientists say or classify as a phobia. So now let's talk about 10 of the strangest phobias out there, and they do exist. I found them in an article that I will leave in the description box if you want to check it out later. First of all, panophobia. It's being afraid of everything. As I said, this does exist. Sufferers often experience more than one type of phobia and remain in a constant state of fear due to the belief of a persistent evil or something terrible about to happen. I can't really imagine having that life of fearing everything and then there's evil around me at all times and something is about to happen and pop up. And phobophobia. Phobophobia is the fear of phobias. Yeah, weird. I told you, these are strange ones. And it is very self-limiting and self-replicating. Sufferers have one or more existing phobias, but continue to develop the fear of developing more phobias. So this is the phobia of fearing of developing phobias. Well, yeah, that makes sense. Somniphobia. Those who are afraid to get that much needed rest time. They're afraid of sleeping and resting. It is an uncommon phobia, but can be seen more often in children who, for instance, have had a bad dream and fear of falling back asleep in case they experience another one. I mean, I don't blame kids for having this phobia. I think that some people experience reoccurring dreams and or a reoccurring character, you know, that evil character that always follows them around in their dreams, and that is really scary. I know one relative had that happen to them, and then they slept with the Bible under their pillow and it went away, I guess, and they started, you know, praying for it to go away. But those are creepy. Nomophobia, a fear of being without your mobile phone. Don't we all have that fear? Especially now, we don't want to leave our phone away for a second. All of this generation have this phobia. Or being unable to connect to the internet. Again, we all have it now. Some people believe the word phobia is misused with this case and anxiety is more appropriate term. I guess so. Like, some people don't want to be, you know, all alone without any connection to the outer world. Like, what if something happened to me and, you know, I got kidnapped or something? I need my phone to call the police or a family member or something. I really don't know where I'm going with this look, but if it turned out awful, it's fine. Whatever, we don't care. Now, this phobia name I can't really pronounce is sesquipedalophobia. So this phobia is a phobia of long words and many letters in a word. And the very ironic thing is that the phobia name itself is pretty long. Make it easier for those people who are afraid of long words. How would they actually research this to be able to move on past their fear. You know, like if I have a phobia, I sometimes like to maybe, you know, go and research it and read more about it without seeing the actual photos and things like that, to be able to understand myself more and my fear more. They can't do that. They can't write that word. I even can't write that word. It's very hard. Diplophobia. I'm not really sure. Anyway, they'll be written on the screen so you can see them. Of course, I'm not gonna be pronouncing them right. It is considered to be a social phobia. Those with this phobia are known to eat alone in silence, and when they're eating with another person, they expect them to be silent. The thought of dining, engaging in dinner conversation, or having conversation with someone while eating make you uneasy. It's kind of weird to have this phobia. Like, if you want to eat with me, you're gonna stay shut. We're not gonna engage until we finish eating and move at least 5 feet from the dining table. Thank you. Oh my God, that's so weird. How are you gonna, you know, go to birthday parties or celebrations or, you know, weddings, Christmas celebration, Thanksgiving celebrations? People are gonna speak, are gonna talk. That's normal. Genophobia. It's being afraid of knees. A person may only be afraid of seeing uncovered knees in people, while others may be afraid of all knees or just their knees. I know that Khloe or someone else from the Kardashian family, or no, I think it's Kourtney Kardashian. One of them have a fear of getting things stuck in their belly button. Or no, I think like they're afraid of getting close or putting your hand in the belly button or anything. Like they don't want to go near that area at all or even look at it. It's kind of weird to be afraid of a body part that you have. Scriptophobia is a fear of writing in public. So if you go to get an autograph from a celebrity and they deny and get uncomfortable and very confused, well, maybe they have scriptophobia, you know, like don't judge them. Maybe they're not mean and they don't want to give you an autograph. They're just fearful of this. So I finished my eyes off camera, adding a little bit of mascara, a little bit of black eyeshadow and highlighter to just save some time and finish. We just have 2 more strange phobias to go, and we're going to be blushing our face to the heavens. Pognophobia. It's the legitimate fear of facial hair. So if you have that fear, well, you can't have a boyfriend or a husband with facial hair. When a person is suffering from pognophobia and they see facial hair on another person, it can cause great anxiety and it severely affects their health or mental well-being. They can't see a picture of Jesus Christ because he had facial hair. How are they gonna be watching movies? Let's blush. Consequentaliophobia. Why do they all have very, very weird names? I don't know. This fear is the fear of chopsticks. They don't go to Chinese restaurants because they're gonna be seeing chopsticks everywhere. Such a phobia can stem from a number of events, such as experiencing a bad meal with chopsticks. If you have a bad meal with chopsticks, it may result with you having the fear of chopsticks. Not being able to utilize them properly, being incredibly hungry at the same time of the meal, but weren't able to eat their fill because they had to use chopsticks, or simply because they don't appreciate the mess they can sometimes cause. I mean, is it like actual fear, like you're terrified of chopsticks, or like I don't like using them? Because this sounds like I don't like using chopsticks. I don't know how to use them. I'm hungry. I want to eat fast. If I want to use chopsticks, I'm gonna eat very, very slow, and it's not gonna be a great experience. That doesn't seem like a phobia to me. I don't know. Are you like actually afraid of seeing chopsticks and using them. And now for the final touches, which are the lips. Oh, I think this is the finished look. I don't know, tell me in the comments down below if you like it or if you found it weird. I don't usually play a lot with colors, but I felt like I need to do something new, and maybe, well, that is new. But I found this subject really, really interesting. Like, our brain work in mysterious ways and process information differently, and can make you sense something that is not actually real at all. It's so fascinating to go into that kind of world, and I really, really love researching and reading more about these kind of subjects. Tell me in the comments down below if you find these subjects kind of interesting and you want more videos like this one. And I always like to do these kind of chatty videos to have a discussion in the comments and sharing our opinions and experiences in our lives, and get to know each other more and more, and even understand ourselves more, because sometimes you need to tell other people what you're experiencing in a way to elaborate about the matter. In this way as well, you will understand yourself more and get to know more about yourself. It must actually suck to have any one of those phobias, and it would be really, really interesting to actually meet a person who has that kind of phobia. Like, I want to ask them a lot of questions, like, what do you feel, what do you think, what do you do if you're faced with this phobia? I mean, like, if you're faced with having to write in public, how do you do your exams? Tell me, I want to know. Did you know about these informations before this video, or did I enlighten you? Anyway, if you like this video, please don't forget to put thumbs up, subscribe for new videos, notification bell to get notified whenever I upload a new video. Click on the join button to support my channel and get badges and stickers, and that would be you showing support for me and my channel, so I can continue doing these kind of videos. If you want more chatty makeup videos like this one, don't forget to tell me in the comments, because that's how I know you want more of these videos, and tell me what subjects you want me to talk about. Anyway, I hope you have a nice day and week, and goodbye.